Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 40. I've been losing count here. So, on some of my programs, I got the number wrong, but I know I counted them all. And so this is officially number 40. Okay. It's real exciting to be here. This is my second show. I will be doing a third one later on. I'm trying to catch everyone in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening. Why? Well, because I'm being led. I'm being led. And so, with that said, I want to welcome those who are coming in now and also who will be coming in later. I'm getting views from everywhere, and it's really cool. So with all the action that's going on today, I find that it's important that I be real. Okay. There is no subject that I have any fear of. Okay. So I want to talk about that word. That word that is fear. Okay. It's a 4-letter word, by the way. I have spent really my life understanding this word. Okay. Just 1 second. I'm getting an echo. I had to fix my echo here because I'm hearing myself in another room. So, excuse me for that interruption. Please don't leave. So, fear. Boy, that is one serious word. It means a lot of things, right? Now, in my experience, which is vast, having been placed in lots of situations where fear was involved. And so in my experience, and I want to explain this to you so you really understand what it does. It is the opposite of action. Fear disables you. And let me be clear. Fear disables you. Have you been so scared that you couldn't move? Has fear stopped you from being who you really want to be? Okay. Now, I'm going to be saying that word more than I ever say that word because I actually never say that word. Because what is it? It's a word. Now, again, fear is a word in the English language. I mean, it could mean a whole lot of things if you wanted it to be. It could mean fear, could mean money, whatever. But we know that it's a word and that it has a definition. Now, you are an adult of your thought. I'm assuming. You are an adult of your mind. I'm assuming that you know that you are what you think about. And if you're thinking about this word all day, you know that you're in some way disabled. And this is one of the biggest symptoms in CPTSD. This word. It's something that you're taught very young. I just now remember when that it was really, really used. Okay. When it was really used. See, you go to grade school. Sister Mary Rose, the principal, we called her Big Rose. And I remember she said, damn, I got in trouble. I don't know. I didn't go to mass or something. She caught me or whatever. And then she came and she got me out of class because I ran away from her. You know, she caught us trying to sneak. We were playing out on the corner and we didn't want to go to mass. And she caught us. And that's the last person you want to catch. So, about an hour later, here she comes in the room. And she's like, you in the back. I'm like, I got my head behind the person who's in front of me. She says, no. You, the one who's got your head hidden. Yes, I looked up like, me? Yes, you. Come here. And I go up and I remember she's a big lady. All right. Now here's the nuns. They get that muscle right between the collarbone. All right. And they squeeze it. And you're just scared out of your mind what she's gonna do. Because they could whip you back then. They could hit you with a ruler. Believe me, I've had them broken over my head. And yes, I lived. And she told me, I saw you run from me. If you would have not ran, I wouldn't be here. But you ran from me. And so for that, I want your boys club card. And if you better go home and you better come back and bring me that boys club card or Mr. ALPOUGH. And she squeezed even hard. She said, I'm going to put the fear of God in you. Yes. Yes, that's what she said. If anybody growing up on nuns, man, you knew they ruled. They ruled. And you did what they said. Because parent-teacher conferences come, and the last thing you want them to do is give a bad report to your dad and your mom. Okay. So that was kind of the basic thing. All right, so now let's do something. So now what do you think I did? Any of you know me, you know what I probably did. Okay. You know what I did? I didn't bring her the card. You know why? Because I wasn't going home to tell my mom and dad that I got in trouble. I was going to take my chances because then I would have had the wrath of God twice. So I took my chances that I was more scared of my parents than I was of the nun. So I didn't come back. Of course, I live in a really bad neighborhood. I'm not sneaking back and forth, getting jumped twice, going home. So day passed. A week passed. A couple weeks passed. I was hiding from her. And then she said, I'm walking by the office. Mr. Alpo, come here. And I go, oh, Dad. I go walking in and she's writing. And then she looks up and she said, you didn't bring me that card when I told you, didn't you? I said, no. She said, why not? I said, well, sister, I'm scared of my daddy more than I'm scared of you. She started cracking up laughing. She just started cracking up laughing. And she said, get out of here. Okay. And from then on, she liked me. Because really, in my own way, I stood up to her and she knew that I really respected my parents. Okay. So here is that word again, that word, fear. All right. So, and then you started seeing it. Okay. So first of all, let's just do here what it means. Fear, an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, like to cause pain or threat. That's usually the usual one. A feeling of anxiety. This is where the CPTSD really comes in. A feeling of anxiety concerning the outcome of something or the safety and well-being of someone. Now, someone would also call fear what? Worry, right? My mom worries about me. My wife worries about me. Okay. And I always say, don't worry about me. I don't want you to worry about me. I want you to send me love. I don't want you to worry about me. Send me love. And then also in the, in the spiritual books out there, a mixed feeling of dread and reverence. Okay. That double-edged sword of how you're supposed to look at the supreme being and how they're supposed to look at you, or how you're supposed to look at them. Okay. So those are three meanings, basically. And so where I come from is that actions removes fear from the equation. It's about the task at hand more than it is something that you think about beforehand. Okay. So action removes the fear. Decision removes that. Now, just for the record, okay, so it also zaps your energy and your ability to think clearly. Okay, now, of course, I know what you're all saying. Fear's good, man. Fear's good because it makes me check myself before I wreck myself, so I don't hurt myself, so I don't skirt myself. Okay, that's why I have fear, Michael, and you should have it too, because it'll make you a better person. Okay, so now I'm getting attacked by 3 Mexicans who have a gun and a knife and are trying to kill me. Do you think I have time to be scared? To have fear? There's no time. What about those times? See, if your reaction is always fear first, then when you get surprised, then you'll see what it does. And it zaps. It zaps your energy. It zaps you, at least a third of it immediately, because your heart starts beating in anxiety. It causes anxiety. I'd rather laugh, which is what I do, and which is what I did during that time when I was being attacked. I actually laughed when I'm like, you know what, Mike? These guys could kill you. Oh, man. I wasn't expecting this. And that laugh is what gave me the energy, to get up and save my life and continue to fight. Now, I play football and I love playing football. No, not now. I would never want to be a pro. I would be dead on the first play. I already know that. Okay. So pro football, college football, that wasn't something I wanted to do. But in high school, I did. And I had a blast. Now, it doesn't matter whatever level you are on of playing football. You know, if you have fear going into that game, you're going to get hurt. Because your first fear is you're going to get hurt. And you cannot think like that. Every single level, ask every pro. I bet you ask Richard Sherman of San Francisco 49ers, hey, Rich, hey, man, you scared? You get scared before you come out? No. I get prepared before I go out. I didn't release that a long time ago. I don't have time for that. It's time to play. And it's time to date. Now, other words right now. See, you don't have to say that word. Okay, we got other words for that. Okay, today, pandemic equals fear. Where do they want to keep us? In fear. By what? Keeping us in a pandemic. And we've already all had lost ones. So there is that anxiety there. But again, pandemic is another word for fear. Racism. Oh my gosh. The white supremacists are going to come get us. The Black Lives Matter people are going to come get us. Everybody's racist. Fear. What does that prove? Fear. Marxism. What does that produce? Fear. It's a fear-based government that wants to be imposed upon us. And now the new one is the Green Deal. That's another thing that equals fear. They want us to pay for everything when we have the best emissions in the world. How many Americans, and I'm telling you, there is very few who are sitting around thinking that a tidal wave is going to come over Los Angeles and end up in Kansas City. If you look up the almanac and you see weather changes, this is normal, and it's only done to what? Create fear that the glaciers are going to drown us when they melt. Come on. How about paying the military, the ones who go over and risk their lives, their limbs, and they come back here with CPTSD? Why aren't we giving them $25,000 to begin their life anew and let them start a business? Let them go back to school. Maybe maybe they need to go on a trip and just forget about all their past. Maybe they need time to sort things out. We need to put it in where the right place where it belongs. Let's go about me. Back. See, I'm about past, present, future. Both in the middle is present. When you are present, it's easy to go. look behind and look ahead, because you only do it for a certain amount of time to gather the wisdom and your experience so that you can make the proper decisions right now and have wisdom as you go forward. Now, I was very fortunate. I grew up around men. I did not just grow around, I grew up around men and women. Strong personalities. Everyone, if you're an ALPOUGH, you're an Ellsworth, you're a Matoyer, you're a Howard, okay, you're a Harrison, believe me, you got personality. All of us, everybody. That was what was, you were supposed to be the best. So now, and I mean the best for you. Nobody's saying you got to be president of the Green Hop organization. We're just talking about you being able to take care of yourself, take care of your family, improve yourself. Tomorrow's another day. Do your best. Okay? So, fear zaps your energy and your ability to think clearly. That is the whole thing of this show. And the less that you have of it, the better off you are. You see, the better you are. Okay? So, yes, of course you disagree with me. Some of you may go, well, that makes some sense. And then there are others who are going to say, oh, fear's my ally. It's my ally. Fear, being scared, is an ally? No. Fear is your enemy. It's mine. That's why I never say it. I'm only saying it because I know I can say it, and I'm just going to put that thing in a room. I'm just going to delete it again. Okay? So now here, let's go back. My father. All right? My father never said the word. He never said it. My uncle never said it. My uncles on my daddy's side, they never said it. They always said, don't be scared. Don't be scared, man. That's what you don't be. Okay? My Uncle James, who was a fireman, captain, gave his life. My boy rated it too. But I want to give my Uncle James a shout out because, Uncle James was a fireman, but he rode on the long ladder ones, right? He was the one on the back steering. I mean, the life of the whole company on that truck was in his hands. And he never wrecked once. I used to ask him, hey, James, aren't you scared? You don't have time to be scared, boy. I got time to be scared. That bell rings, you go. You don't think about nothing else. You go. Which, again, he's saying to me, you be present. You be present. Get rid of all those distractions and concentrate on what it is that you're supposed to say, supposed to do. No coach has ever said, hey, don't be scared. Okay, it's good for you. None, not one. Not one. Said, be in the moment. Be in the moment, guys. You got a football game to play. Be in the moment. Now, there's a difference. All you us football boys, Now, we all know you got that little thing in your stum, you know, you got that little, it feels like, it might feel like it's fear, but it's not. No, what it is a buildup of the energy in your body because you're waiting for that first hit. You're waiting for the first hit. I know, anybody played any level, they know. First hit, everything's done. You forget about everything because you cannot walk on that field scared. You can't. Have you ever seen anybody paralyzed from the neck down on a football field? Maybe you've seen it on TV. Maybe you've seen it even in person, or a broke leg or something like that. I've seen those things. And then it's on to the next play. If you want to be in it, here's my advice. Time it. Time it. You got 2 minutes to be scared, and now it's time to move on. That's what you want to do, then do it. Time it, put it in a room, and move on. Now, I'm saying this to everyone in love. This subject is about life, but I'm always saying it in love. Okay? And again, with me, baby, take the best and leave the rest. Okay? I'm called to give this information out, and I'm here to give it out. And now it's on to number 41 later tonight. When your mind is troubled, fill it with love. Fill it with love. Fill it with love.